Today, we're building a new base design that forces the Horde into point-blank range. How you doing? I'm Rebel, and welcome back to 7 Days. We're testing out a new base concept today, inspired by the Rainy Smite Zombies Horde Base. The idea is simple. We're creating a pathway that funnels the Horde right up to our fighting position. But the barrier between us is so close, it keeps them completely outside the danger zone of their projectile attacks. The major downside to this plan is a total lack of visibility. If the zombies can't see me, I can't see them until they're right in my face. Let's start placing some blocks and see if we can get this idea to work. So if you haven't seen it, this is my version of the Rainy Smite Zombies Horde Base. I basically asked her for permission to recreate this base in this series, if you haven't seen the video, and it works great. The biggest downside is when zombies do get to this point right here, there's nowhere for them to go except for beat on the walls. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to improve upon. This right here is too wide. I'm thinking if we use pole side centered right here and then give them an area to fall, this base might blow the zombies out of the water. So one of the first things we kind of have to get done and set is our fighting position. I think that's going to be one of the most important parts of this base. That's going to be real claustrophobic. I'm going to try to make it a little bit wider. It was weird because it went under the ground. All right, so I think if we just do a standard, we could do a standard 5x5 foundation. I think that might work. I think if I measured correctly, yeah, that is a 5x5 foundation. Now we just need to build it up a little bit. And because of the new zombie mechanics in the game, they smash the tallest pillar underneath the player that's typically at the second or now third, I think it's the third now, third block high off the ground. So we need at least, at the very minimum, 1, 2, 3 blocks high for the zombies so that they don't just start beating away at the foundation. I mean, they're still gonna beat away at the foundation, unless I build them a ditch. I might build them a ditch on this and it'll keep them completely away from the foundation totally. That is 5x5, and if I lower this down, yeah, 5x5 by 3. So one solid cube of concrete that's 5x5 by 3. Instead of building pillars from here up, what I think I'm gonna do is build in the center. Just to save a little bit on resources, I'm going to, granted I'm in creative mode and resources aren't really a thing, but just to save on resources, I'm gonna build up another 3x3, but this one is only, or another 5x5, but this one is only 3x3. This could be interesting. I'm gonna have to build them some sort of slope here, just so that the zombies don't get stuck on these ledges. Like, if this is my fighting position right here, and let me show you. It makes it a lot easier if I just show you. If this is my fighting position and the zombies are coming this way to get me and they fall off right here, they're gonna fall and then just turn and beat away at this foundation. We can't have that. So I definitely need some sort of slope that they can't stand on to push them away from my foundation. Could be wrong. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think that will actually work. So far, we've only really used 2 blocks. It's gonna be the cube block, the standard normal. Let me show you. The standard normal cube, we use the Wedge 60, and we're gonna be using the Wedge 60 tip. Yeah, I think that'll work, but I do also want to fill in the gaps on the side, because they can still fall off and land in this corner and then beat away at the side. So for that, I think we're gonna need to use Wedge 60 tip corner is gonna be the next one. And last but not least, the Wedge 60 tip corner base. Much better. But now that we got that done, we're also gonna need to do that to the other layers below, because if they fall and they land right here, they're gonna do the same thing on this level. So now we need to figure out a block that's gonna go on this block here, or on that level there. Ooh, I just had an idea. Because I'm having a hard time finding this block, what I can do, this, I think, this one, cube half. That's what I was looking for. And then from here, this work? Yeah, it would. That works perfectly. So if you're following along, the shapes that we're going to be using are the cube, the Wedge 60, the Wedge 60 tip. Which block am I on? This cube half ramp, and then the cube half, and one more. There was one more. It was this one right here. And that piece is the cube half ramp tip. Just now thinking about it, I see it all the time, and I can never think of a use for it. And now that I need it, I'm never going to be able to find it. This is more of a design choice than anything, but this block is called the Wedge Narrow Low Corner. And then on top of that block, we're going to do the Wedge Narrow Tip Corner. All right, so this block is the cube quarter.
You know, you always start building these simple bases that end up turning into these ungodly massive structures.
All right, I got some contenders here. I think I'm gonna do one block, one side of the base one way and the other side of the base the other way, just so that we're gonna use both of them. So this is the front.
Whatever happened to keeping it simple, stupid?
And then we're gonna use this for the back. So it's a little bit asymmetrical, not exactly perfect, but I like the way that that looks. But now we need to build out our fighting position. For that, we're gonna go with standard cubes. And that is 1, 2, 3 high of the standard cubes. That is a very lopsided base. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend this base out just a little bit further, and then we're gonna put a pillar going down just for support reasons. And for the pillars, we're gonna be using this block right here, which is called the cube half pole centered. We're gonna be putting that at the top and bottom. There we go. And we're gonna putting another one right there, all the way down there. And then maybe we should do one more in the middle, just so that, you know, the structural engineers of the zombies don't come and ruin us. And then to connect those pillars, we're gonna use the pole centered, and we're just gonna go all the way up. There we go. Now it should be centered, or it should be stable, at least to the point where it's not gonna collapse on me. All right, so if the zombies do come over here and just start beating away at this pillar right here, obviously they can. It's not that hard to get to. If they take one of them out, the whole thing won't go collapsing. I think they'd have to take at least a couple of them out, and I should probably block this off with a ditch or something. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we won't need to. Maybe we're gonna get destroyed. All right, for the actual fighting position, we want the entrance to the base. We want this to be like as minimalistic as possible. And I don't want the zombies to be able to see me, and I don't want to see the zombies until they're right in my face. So blocking all of this off is going to be a necessity. And then, of course, we got to throw a roof on there just so that birds don't come and get us. There we go. That is going to be the fighting position. Now, the hard part is getting their pathway. So to build out these stairs, we're going to use the ramp pieces and the stairs filled. Pretty standard stair building mechanics. I'm wondering if a zombie is right there, will he actually spit? If I'm here, that's 3, 4, it's like 4 blocks away. So I think we're within, I need to do another check. I need to test to see if, what the actual, where am I going? I'm lost because I can't see all my bases. There, it's this way. Say, because I can't see all my bases, I'm lost and I have no idea where I'm going. So what I need to do is find out what the attack distance of the zombies actually are. This is a 4 wide gap. No spit. It's not spitting. All right, so he spit right there. That's fine. He spit on like this block here.
Even the zombies think you smell. Enjoy your zombie spit shower.
You having fun? Having fun down there? kick rocks.
It's eat my eggs.
He just jumps. And that's fine, that's perfect. I just gotta make sure I do a couple more tests to see where he's gonna spit from. Every single time it's a jump, that's awesome. So he's gonna spit there, right? Oh, no spit there. It's the onslaught of cops. So if I'm right against the wall, let me back up just a little bit because I'm gonna have a barrier in my way. Back up to like center of this block. I think that's good. Spawning him all the way back there, he should spit. Yep. A little bit closer. Think he was about to spit. He just jumped on that one. Come on, show me your head. Don't beat away at my foundation. I don't want to move. Fine. Yeah, I think we're in the safe zone right here, and this is not far. I think it is 4 blocks. It might just be... You know what, there's another way to test this. Let's spawn in a zombie cop. And we're just gonna keep you close. And then we're gonna pull away a little by little, but the second we pull away too far and you start to like go into the spit animation, we're gonna find out where that's at. Slowly getting away. Right there. He's on that block. He's on that block. I'm on this block. We are 5 blocks away, so I think we'll be okay. He doesn't spit until about 5 blocks, and I think it's the same for all of the other ones too. The rancher and the Chuck is now his name. I'm just slowly backing up. I kind of need him to slow down a little bit. He's outrunning me. That was a bad test. I moved a little bit right before he picked it up. Come on. Right there. I think that was a good one. Right there, he is way further than 5. He's 8 blocks away. So I think at like the 5 to 7 might be Chuck's range. Because he won't throw if you're closer than that. You're angry, huh, buddy? Let's get a rancher in here. See how far we are away from the rancher. That's 6 blocks. There's 5 blocks right here. So if this is 5 blocks, if I stay right here, he should never spit bees. If I stay at this distance, but the second I get a little bit further away, he starts throwing bees. Right here, we're good. Waiting for that animation. Just kind of right there. Six blocks. So between the 5 and 6 block mark, 5 and 7 maybe, and something else that I wanted to share with you guys. It was something that was brought to my attention from TLPN99
and Cucumba Cat.
These air duct vents. I think it's these ones right here. The air duct half, maybe? Might be the full air duct. I'm not sure, but I think these air duct halves, and then you rotate them. There it is, right there. It's the halves. How you doing, Arlene? So a big shout out to TLPN99 for pointing this out. I think he said he saw it from Kumbacat. And there was a couple other YouTubers who I saw do it too. This right here is, I wouldn't consider it a force field. It's not a force field. It is literally just, hi. They just kind of stand there. Like their feet are glued to the ground, but they're not even close. And they will swing at you. Cops will spit at you. Ranchers will shoot bees at you. But as long as you don't come in contact with the other zombies, I mean, that's it. If you get close, they swipe, and they will hit you. Like if I stand right next to her, she's gonna smack me. But that's it. They just kind of stand there. So if you can think of a way to incorporate these half-duct blocks into your base and you don't mind an enormous amount of cheese, have at it. So on behalf of the party girl and Arlene, TLPN, we thank you for showing us this.
And thanks to Cucumba Cat for finding it.
Oh, you guys got the groove, man. See ya. Now, where was I building that base at? Somebody brought it up to my attention. You can actually modify the drawing distance with mods. The drawing distance of the game with mods. But the only reason I haven't touched it yet is because this game is purely vanilla, and so here was my thought process. When I first started this series, I had the intention of there's possibly going to be somebody that wants to play with me, right? Somebody that's going to want to join the world. So I wanted to keep everything 100% vanilla so that if somebody did join in, or if I had the ability to, if somebody did join into the game, they'd be able to. No problem whatsoever, just vanilla. No mods, you don't have to download anything, you don't have to do anything. But my recording schedule is so darn sporadic that it's hard to organize that, and I mean, I could tell you right now, I record on Monday mornings and sometimes Tuesday mornings, super early in the morning. So like, I start recording at around 8 a.m. Monday morning, and then usually I don't finish until about noon on Monday morning. I get as much work as I can get done possibly in that time frame, and then if I have time on Tuesday, it's rare that I do. If I have time on Tuesday, I'll play again on Tuesday. But typically, I play Monday mornings. That's it. The only time I ever play 7 days. The only time I ever play games at all, to be honest. But that was my plan. That was kind of why I was avoiding using any mods whatsoever, is because I wanted I wanted to have the ability to be able to play with people if that was an option. And at the time of making the start of this series, it wasn't an option. I had way too much going on. It was insanely hectic. Life was insanely hectic. It's kind of slowing down. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to say anything that's gonna cause any type of disruption in the force. My plan for running a modless 7 days was literally the only reason I wanted to do it was so that if I had the opportunity to play with people, I could. That was really the only reason why I didn't add any mods to this particular series. I was thinking about so the stairs right now kind of go this way. I was thinking about pushing them back that way and then curling them back in. But if I do that, the zombies will be able to see me from like this area down here, and I don't want that. So I think I'm gonna make them, I was actually thinking about deleting this top step too. Making them actually jump. Would they jump? Well, one way to find out, right? Let's get a zombie Arlene in here. Switch over. Is she gonna jump up? She gonna try. Yeah, see, that's the problem right there. See how she's beating away the base? She's standing on it. Hate that. I mean, it's gonna have to be okay, but I can still hate it, right? Unless, maybe that's not the best block for this. What if we found another block that would be better suited and simple? Just the wedge 60 tip again. So if you want, delete those corners or delete that front, and Arlene won't be able to stand on your base. Let's turn this off. We got to do a couple more tests because we can never just trust one Arlene to do what we need her to do, right? Let's get into the base. We'll do one more test. See if she actually, if she jumps to that. Like her to jump. Get up there. Get up there. Get up there. Come on, get up there. I want her to get up there to like prove that it's possible. Don't punch my base. That's all I was looking for, sweetheart. Thank you. I'm gonna have to stay on top of the repairs because I guarantee you that's gonna take a lot of damage though. All right, so in terms of the stairs, we need to extend them out maybe, I think that might be good on the left. We still need to extend it out on the right. I kind of don't want to pull the stairs back this way because it's kind of like leading them back to these pillars. So I wonder if I just go straight out. That actually might work better. I do have another idea that can restrict the view even more, but let's worry about getting the stairs done first. All right, the stairs are built. The only thing that I need to do now is maybe thicken the stairs up a little bit at the bottom. My fear is if you look at the stability, let's see, that's here, show stability, right there. See how weak that is? If I leave that just like that, I'm thinking right where that red block is, I should put in another pillar. I'm also worried that they're gonna come over here and just start beating at the stairs anyway. That's a little bit more stable. I feel a little bit more confident in that. I mean, it's still an absolute mess. And if they destroy the blocks of the stairs, we're done for. But that's what Horde Base testing is all about. So now that we have that done, what I want to do, obviously we're gonna go with the scaffolding ladders because that is tried and true, works every time. Unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is. I wish there was like more options. I was trying to think of something else that I could do other than the scaffolding ladders, because if I use the scaffolding ladders, obviously that's kind of like the gold standard of Horde bases, right? Like they come up, they can't really get through them, cops can't spit through them, you can attack through them, you can shoot through them, you can grab loot through them. Could put these on the outside. And that'll restrict does that restrict their view of me? Yeah, it does. Just that little extra bit that completely, I think that's it. The downside, man, if they start beating away at those stairs, I'm done for. I hate the fact that I only have technically two pathways in, but I hate the fact that like it's only one pathway wide. And I'd like something like this that matches up with the top of those poles, just so that if they do jump, if they're at my barrier and they do jump, they'll get like pushed back like they normally would. Yeah, that's perfect. Now I think the only thing that left we have to do is throw in a couple zombies and test it out. Get a couple Arlenes, a couple bows. I hate the bikers, but we're gonna get a couple bikers, some Yos, and how about some, not Steves. Steves won't work. Tom Clarks. I'm gonna head up into my base, make sure that they actually take the pathway that I want them to take. Reload these a little bit just so that I have some ammo to fight them off. Turn AI on. Fire a shot. I have no idea what they're doing. This is the downside to this base, is you can't really tell what they're doing. And I guess choosing the types of zombies I chose isn't really great because, yeah, not great at all. Perfect. All right. I want to get a couple cops. And a couple ranchers. And a couple chucks.
How could you forget me?
That's all of the guy. Nice little pyramid you guys got going there. That's all of the zombies that I think use projectiles, right? Cops spit, ranchers spit bees, and chucks throw boulders. I don't think any of the other ones. Off the top of my head, I'm probably missing one or two. All right, let's see if these guys actually get to the point where they'll. Yeah, he's seeing me. They're all seeing me. They're all seeing me from below. They're all beating away at something. Cops are down there. That's the problem.
I have no idea why it went laggy for a second.
Rancher, Chuck. I have no idea what they're beating away at. Okay, so good start so far. Nobody has spit. Cop spit right there. So I'm right out of range. So if I get a little bit closer, the problem is the down. The down there. When they're down there. When they're down there on the ground floor. Yeah, he saw me a little bit early. I don't like that. How can we block their line of sight? I'm actually thinking of connecting the stairs with like a plate. Just putting a plate over the sides. That'll stop a whole lot of it. Think that might work. Looks kind of goofy, but then if I do that all the way down, need to go up one more. Yeah, if I put the far side plates, these side plates, all the way down, number one, it's gonna add stability to the base, but it's also going to stop their view of me. That might work, I think. And I know there's like plate triangle pieces, right? All right, I think that's gonna do it. So now I think there's no way that a cop or a rancher is gonna spit or come at me because I completely blocked off their front view. I completely blocked off their stair view. So if they're not gonna see me until they hit right a little bit further than this, like right in here. I think this might work. We did enough testing. I think we should paint it up, get it looking nice, and then we'll send in the Horde. All right, I finally got the base all painted up and looking nice. I think I did a pretty good job with it, at least the paint job. Who knows if this base is actually gonna hold out or not. I put in one electric fence, or spinning blade trap, and one electric fence post. I hate how I did this, but I kind of had to do it the way that I wanted it. Just wouldn't work. So I had to put that kind of floating off the side, and then the way that I had to hook it up was floating and off the side, because if I ran it directly up and down, directly straight, and if I ran that one directly straight, if I'm sitting here in the base, I wouldn't be able to repair it. But now, let's say that thing takes damage, I can actually repair it mid-Horde Night. But yeah, I'm hoping that this works. So essentially, the zombies will run up the pathway, get slapped by the spinning blade trap. If they make it past that, they'll get hit with the electric fence post. And if they continue to make it through, then they'll have to fight me. But if they don't make it through, if they fall off, they're gonna fall here, and then they'll have to turn and go right out the front, right back to the stairs. I'm hoping that's the way that it works. I have a feeling that because these pillars are like a structural pillar, I have a feeling that these pillars right here are gonna take some damage when they fall in through here. And I have a feeling that these walls here are also gonna take damage, because if there's a bunch of them piled up in here, not gonna end well for me. Nothing left to do but to organize our loot, send in the Horde. All right, so I think this is all we're gonna run. Don't really need a whole lot of stuff. I think we should be good. Keeping my fingers crossed. We have a butt ton of 9mm, butt ton of 44. That's way more than enough 44 for one Horde Night. Probably not enough 7.62 for a Horde Night, and a bunch of shotgun shells, way more than we need for Horde Night. We also grabbed some exploding crossbow bolts. We have forged iron and the electrical parts to fix up the electric fence post. We have steel to fix up the spinning blade trap. Concrete just in case we need to repair some, walkways or barriers. Some repair kits for our weapons, some honey in case we get infected, some yucca juice, and bacon and eggs. We're running the spear, pistol, 44, auto shotty, SMG, tactical assault rifle, compound bow, a nail gun for repairs, and first aid. Wish me luck, because it's been a while since I built a base. So first thing we need to do is turn dev mode off and creative mode off. I was just gonna say, I always feel like I'm forgetting something, and wouldn't you know it, we got nothing to stop the birds.
What's wrong with birds?
I can't stand dealing with the birds on Horde Night. Not that I can't stand them, they're easy to deal with. My way of dealing with the birds is put a bunch of wood spikes on your roof. You'll be fine. I think we're ready. Creative mode is off. Dev mode is off. Set time. Day 70. 2158. Here goes nothing. Now, here's the other thing is, my game stage is 319. Level is 197. We got 9,936 kills and 18 deaths. I don't think I've seen... How you guys doing? I don't think I've seen a single rancher. I could be wrong, but I don't think I've seen a single rancher or a single chuck during Horde Night. It's always been the standard zombies. Go away, sir. Have a nice night. You are a beast, buddy. How many shotgun slugs to the face can you take? Jeez. Bo, you're out of here. And just so you guys are aware, I don't run any perks whatsoever with this. So if you look, I should have waited for the reload. If you look at my skill points, we got 228 skill points. Not a single, I don't think there's a single perk, a single book, nothing. So day 70 in a makeshift base that we threw together in a day. Let's see if we can withstand. I didn't mean to upgrade that to steel. Too late now. Got it. I was just upgrading the, repairing, not upgrading. I was just repairing the electric fence posts. I did it again. More steel. The whole walkway steel. We're just running steel for the walkway. I'm on fire. Come on, fellas. Back up. Don't make me look bad, all right? Take it easy on me.
Don't blame the zombies. You can make yourself look bad.
Uh-oh. Spinning blade trap is down. I need to get that repaired before they take it out. Repaired. So far, so good. We're not facing off against any projectile-based zombies. I haven't seen any yet. I just started getting ranchers and chucks. Well, not chucks. I guess chucks. I just started getting ranchers and chucks in my series video, but that's because I'm in the snow biome. So, but I just got a rancher in my snow biome base. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. I'm also game stage like 500 or something like that in that series. Very fun series. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. Completely solo. Completely all on my own. I'm not gonna lie and say I do a different Horde base every single night. I wish. I don't have that kind of resources. Maybe if I had somebody there with me, just giving me resources, it might turn out differently. But every couple Horde nights, we do a new Horde base, and the goal right now is to do a Horde base. Man, that spinning blade trap is either doing a lot of damage. That's a demo. That's a demo. Take out his knees. Hurry up, take out his knees. My goal is to do a horde base in every biome. And right now we're in the snow. The next step, the wasteland. We started off in the pine forest as always, then we went to the burnt forest. In the pine forest, we built up a... What did we use in the pine forest? A church. No, it wasn't a church. It was a bait shop. We did a bait shop in the pine forest, and then we did... Man, I'm taking some damage. And then we did a church in the burnt forest. And the electric fence post is completely gone. That's not even down, it's just gone. That's why I'm getting overrun here.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with your garbage aim.
In the desert, we did a gun range. And now we're in the snow, we did a mountain base. No POI, just a mountain. Dug a hole in the side of a mountain. Boot sitting right there. And we decided to turn it into a Horde Night, or Horde Base. I don't know how this is gonna go. Time seems to be going pretty slowly here. I need to clear these guys. Uh-oh. I need to clear these guys out just so that I can do some repairs. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Everything is up close and personal, man. And nothing is reloaded, so we gotta take a minute and just eat the damage. Ooh, they broke through one block. I see the block they broke through. That's not a good one to break. Down there. I mean, it kind of gives me a pathway to shoot them, but it's also gonna give the... I did see spit. I just saw spit. I just realized it. It didn't hit me. Didn't even come close to hitting me, but I did see spit. I didn't mean to reinforce that. I need more health. Come on, get the reload off. Get the pooch out of here. Take a health kit. Unload. Ooh. Good thing I took that health kit. Jeez, he's lighting me up. Need all the health we can get right now. I figured if we ate a little bit of food, it'll give us some progressive health. It's like slow overtime health. Man, these guys are relentless. We're doing okay so far. I actually think upgrading the pillar, the walkway, and behind the spinning blade trap to steal, I think that was smart. I gotta be careful though not to hit my barrier though, because if I reinforce my barrier to steal, they might not see it as a pathway. Just heard birds. Have fun with my spikes up there, birds. They're all for you. Come on, we can do this. They're still coming. Puppos, get out of here. That spider has been jumping across my face for like the entire Horde Night. He just can't make it up to me, man. He just can't do it. He's too agile. There he goes again. Uh-oh. We need to fix that, like ASAP. I think that's like actually what's keeping me alive right now. I need to fix my walkway. I think my walkway is taking damage. Get out of the way, Hazmat. Fully repaired. At least the walkway is fully repaired. Come on, fellas. Of course it's broken. Why wouldn't it be broken? Why wouldn't I be out of ammo? We got 2 hours of this. Down to 49 HP, man. 31 HP. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Just keep spraying into the cracks. Puppos, hazmat, bikers, lumberjacks, construction workers, and I'm out of 7.62. This isn't good. I wasn't watching how much ammo I had. Being out of 7.62 is not a good look. I gotta get the spinning blade trap up and running. Come on, buddy. I also gotta repair the SMG. since I'm out of 7.62. That's our only fast, rapid-fire weapon we got. Man, this thing runs out of ammo quick. We're doing all right, though. That cop's gotta go. Is that lumberjack smiling at me? This is insane. Maybe an extra trap or two might have done us good. The audio's even glitching out. No. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Down to 59 HP. Gotta stay away from the wall for a minute. Whites, come on. Where's our health? 74 and going up. All right. I just saw a rancher. I think he might have, yeah, he might have spat bees on his way down. Man, the reload is so slow. Man, I'm doing horrible at reloading my weapons. Usually I try to like force a reload before I actually go to like the next weapon or do the next thing or take a health kit or... I wasn't watching the damage on my bars and I started freaking out because it just dawned on me that I wasn't watching the damage on my bars. Come on, come on, come on. Go down, buddy. I really wish that electric fence post didn't get taken out. Ow. 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, now you're gonna spit at me because I'm like far away from the wall. Of course. Come on, don't, nope, don't. Darn it. Just trying not to get hit by that. Took out my everything. Another one just blew up. There goes the base. Time to go. Well, we made it darn near the entire Horde Night.
Close.
Almost.
But no cigar.
It probably would have been way smarter just to build a solid pillar. Not necessarily a solid pillar, but like just a flat fall area so that when they do fall, I want to see what they took out. 'Cause they took out a lot. Stairs survived. The one thing that I was worried about survived without a problem. The door's good. And that's a wrap on this design. We made it all the way to about 340, practically seconds away from dawn before disaster struck. The zombies completely destroyed the single pillar holding up the entire base and took out our fighting position. And once that happened, I was a total goner. Even though the base ultimately failed, it was a ton of fun to build and it looked incredibly cool. I'm really glad I took a screenshot of it before it got completely leveled. But hey, that's 7 Days to Die in a nutshell. I've been building bases for about 2 years now, and even with all that experience, sometimes I still build bases that just don't work. To all the players out there, whether you're brand new to the game or a seasoned veteran, don't get discouraged if your base fails. Just figure out what went wrong, adapt, and get back to it, because you've always got 7 days to fix it. If you're new to the channel, I hope I earned your subscription. If not, no hard feelings and thanks for the chance. If you've been around a while, you know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, I'm out of here.